Bam! What's up, guys? Just doing a couple quick PvP matches. I've been climbing real nice and quick this week. These rules are great for taking advantage of at the moment because no mono red. So this is the team I've been running. I've got Arthur backline, and I'm going to jump into it, and I'll try and talk about it as we do a match or two. You can see I'm up in Master 5 now. I've climbed out of Plat over the last couple of days. I've still got to actually upload a couple highlights from one of my last streams. But I just want to show you guys, I got 160k CC. We've been having some good runs. You can see my win rate's roughly 80% or so. And let's see what team we get here. Because I may have just, ruined myself. Okay, cool, yeah. 163k. So now that I've actually hit Master, I feel like I'm running into a lot of ungeared bots. And I have a feeling that this person here has their gear somewhere else. So I've actually been doing pretty good. But I want to give you guys an example. We'll check who has their gear on, and I'll try and give you kind of an example on how much damage Barn is putting out this week. Now you can use someone else, both Lilia and Barn are somewhat replaceable, but the main trick that you're trying to aim for here is to try and get Arthur versus Escanor or another win unit or something else for the end of the fight. Because this is the match that a lot of people are running right now. Now let's see. Okay, yeah, this guy's got gear on. So I'm going to show you guys using this Meliodas. I'm not going to use double Barn. I'm going to use the defense break one. I'm going to give you guys an example of how hard he hits without the double attack. So here's the X-Tort. So this bot's a great example. Look at that. Look at that damage. So even if you don't get the double Barn attack at the start of the fight, you will scare the crap out of him. Whoever gets that defense break on the blue units, because of this week's PvP rules, you're going to scare the crap out of him, okay? Oh, damn. Was that a silver? I feel like she's on attack gear or something. Anyways, let's take a little peek here. Let's actually check them all. I feel like this guy might actually be on a full set of gear. Maybe his the back unit doesn't have gear, and maybe he doesn't have good associations. Yeah, this guy's actually got some some gear on him. Okay, so I better handle this team like I should properly. This is unfortunate though. Yoink. I'm just gonna do this. Maybe I should have just normally healed. I feel like I wasted that heal, to be honest. I should have gone for an ultimate there. That's alright, I can roll back. I can roll back ultimates. We are facing a bot. Most of what you're going to have to deal with for this particular week's PvP match are teams like this and maybe mono reds. Now, what's going to happen is if you get a team like this, you want to try and put in a red unit in the backline is my suggestion. Okay? And you want to try and make the fight end with, let's see. Yeah, I'll just use Barn's attack again. We'll get his ult. We want to try and make the fights end with red on green or red on red. Preferably, you want a single target attacker. Okay? To be the last unit standing, because the buff that comes up on you, the HP related stats buff, it's going to give you obviously more HP, but it's also going to give you more lifesteal. So you want to get that strong single target ultimate to try and finish off the last remaining unit. Okay, that Lydia is starting to bug me, so we are just going to use triple attacks here. I'm not overly afraid of the Meliodas until he actually, let's see. I kind of want to I'm going to AoE. I'm going to double AoE, and I'm going to kill the Lilia right now. Normally I would kill the Blue Demon melee first, but I feel like Lilia's ult might actually finish him. I've got a little confidence here. I'm not entirely sure, but... Oh, so close. Okay. Oh, wow, he actually ranked up. Okay. So, unfortunately, my Lilia ult wasn't quite enough, but almost. Look at that HP. Look at that HP. It's so close. But so my backline unit Arthur, it does give these three more HP related stats as well. You know, more survivability. But my trick is basically to try and kill everyone else. If I can get the Escanor or Hauser down, in between those things, then I'll try and do that. And then it'll be like, I want like Arthur on Escanor or Arthur on the Hauser, for example. The other team you run into is like mono red. Okay, very rarely. I've only run into mono red bots this week so far. Let's see. I've got no rollback, so I'm just gonna. There's not really much point. Let's just use Valenti's cards here. There's really not much point. We're gonna have to take the ult anyway. They're gonna get the stats. I'll probably lose Valenti or Barn here. Normally, he actually often targets the Valenti, the bots do. But yeah, when you run into mono red, essentially, as long as your Lilia is alive, normally mono red doesn't try and kill the Lilia first. So your Lilia can actually like 4 vs 1. Oh shit! I forgot I actually said Lilia here, and that was a green Escanor. So yeah, that's my bad. Obviously, Lilia against the bot is going to be the target. Against a lot of players, they're going to target the Lilia first. In which case, you get your HP related stat buff, and hopefully by then your Valenti and Barn or whatever other green units you've had out have finished off Blue Melee or Lilia, or both, preferably. Because you want to be really careful, okay, really careful about letting Blue Melee live. Lilia, kind of, it depends, because you can patience most of her attacks. But if you let the Blue Melee live and he gets his ultimate and you've got a corrosion on you, he's gonna he's pretty much gonna one-shot anyone, right? It doesn't really matter how many stacks of bust you've got. My experience is that he's just gonna hit so tremendously hard, even like a 1 out of 6. It's just that weak point damage is so insanely strong. I would say like even versus like an Escanor ult, it's just so dangerous to like let the Meliodas live. Lilia isn't as much of a problem, though like she can be, but she just isn't as much of a problem. But you should be able to handle them. You saw like how much damage I was doing with that defense break normal attack. If you like extort and double bronze attack, you'll almost kill both of them. If you don't kill both of them, if you get a couple crits, they're dead. My Barn doesn't have that much power. If you've got like a couple of silvers, they're gone. Okay. I do plan on maybe swapping out the Lilia to try Gatha, like Red Gatha, ranking up my Barn. I just want to give you guys kind of an example. If you've got like a couple greens for this week, you're probably going to have a decent time. Let me see. I am going to put a silver on that guy because he's actually going to rank me down. So I'm going to get rid of all these cards, ranked up cards. But yeah, for mono red, I have had my Lilia 4 vs 1. It did get down to sudden death. I've won multiple times. I've lost once because it was like a 60% sudden death. I chose to attack. I got greedy. I should have I had a gold card heal. I didn't use the gold card to heal. And it went badly for me. Unfortunately, I took a 60% what's it called? I took a 60% of whatever this is. I forget. I forget what it's called, but the 10% HP at the end of each turn. I took a 60% one of those, alright? And it did not turn out well for me. Oh, wait up. I'm going to use, like, this attack. I'll just use these. Because he's 50% extort at the moment. You see that Hauser? He is going to heal, like, a lot of HP back on a lot of things. But Valenti's going to patience most of it. And we're going to try and get Arthur's ult. Just like that. It's a nice clean finish. Oh, sudden death. There we go. So I took a 60% sudden death. And then I took a red Escanor ult to the face, like, right afterwards. And unfortunately, having only 40% of my HP left, I just didn't pull it off. I should have max healed. Sorry, I had less than 40% of my HP left. I should have max healed, I didn't. It was my mistake. But, you know, it is what it is, it happens. And, yeah, as you can see, I'm going to clean up this fight. This is kind of how most of my matches go so far this week. And as long as you can try and calculate who the last unit standing is going to be, if you can push your opponent into, like, you know, if you can line up, so like this Hauser is like an AoE unit versus an Arthur, who is a single target strong ult related unit, right? Then the Arthur should win, okay? Because you're gonna have more oomph behind those targeted attacks for when you're taking down the last couple units, right? Whereas the AoE attack, when you've got this much boost to your HP and lifesteal, it will survive pretty easily. But when you get to that one-on-one situation, there's a good chance you're going to get single targeted down and you're not going to have the leftover power that you need. Anyways, I'm going to leave this video here. I just want to give you guys like an example of what I've been running this week to climb so quickly up the ranks. And, you know, things will probably change for me for next week. Mono Red's going to be back. I will have to change out some units. But, you know, for this month's HP-related stat rule, I think you're in a good position if you can kind of try and line up a good... If you can line up like a good unit for your backline and know that you can target the whatever meta you're running into and kill the ones that can give that backline unit trouble once he's got those HP-related stats buffed up on him, then you'll be in a good position for climbing the ranks as well. Okay. As for, you know, next week, the stance set, Mono Red's going to be back. I don't think units like Estarossa are going to be overly prevalent when people are running Mono Red again, because Mono Red's just going to nuke him into oblivion anyway before he can use his stance. Even when he's using his stance, like, you know, if you're running a PS comp, don't be afraid of Estarossa once again, because hey, just use Hauser, right? If you've got a Hauser, things like that. Like, you know, red units are going to be very strong again next week if you've got them. If you're running a regular PS comp, careful of your Blue Demon melee getting nuked by Estarossa. If you run into him. If you run into a lot of mono red teams though, you should be fine. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.